In 2005, the gaming industry was filled with first-person shooters trying to be big, louder, and more action-packed than ever before. But one game took a completely different approach. Instead of relying only on guns and explosions, it combined intense firefights with psychological horror, creating an experience that players would never forget. That game was F.E.A.R, short for First Encounter Assault Recon. Developed by Monolith Productions and published by Sierra Entertainment, F.E.A.R quickly became one of the most influential horror shooters ever made. Monolith had already built a reputation for creating innovative games. But with F.E.A.R, the studio wanted to merge two genres that rarely worked well together: fast-paced action and genuine horror. The developers focused heavily on advanced artificial intelligence, creating enemies that could communicate, flank the player, take cover intelligently, and react dynamically to changing situations. At a time when many shooters featured enemies that simply rushed toward the player, F.E.A.R's soldiers felt surprisingly realistic. The game also featured a revolutionary slow-motion mechanic inspired by action movies. Players could temporarily slow down time, allowing them to dodge bullets and eliminate enemies in spectacular fashion. Combined with realistic physics, destructible environments, and detailed gunplay, every firefight felt cinematic and satisfying. But what truly made F.E.A.R stand out was its horror. Instead of relying on constant jump scares, Monolith focused on atmosphere and psychological tension. Strange visions, unsettling noises, flickering lights, and the appearance of a mysterious little girl created a feeling of dread that lingered throughout the entire game. When F.E.A.R released in October 2005, critics praised its intelligent enemy AI, incredible combat system, and terrifying atmosphere. It quickly became one of the most respected shooters of its generation.
Fear is a basic human emotion. What frightens you more? The evil that you know? Or the evil that you don't know?
Bird, what's your situation? Over. Bird, come in. What the hell?
Something's coming. It doesn't sound like a soldier.
What is that? I got a bad feeling about this. We're under attack. They're all over the place. We need backup. Come on. Storm them. We're taking fire. It's a goddamn ambush. I've been shot. What was that? Oh, shit. Son of a bitch. Check your safe. Expect company. This is team leader. We're moving into position. Got contact. Get out of there, now!
Do you know the true meaning of fear? This game has not yet been rated.
The story begins when a special operations team sent to investigate a crisis is suddenly massacred by an unknown force. The source of the problem appears to be Paxton Fettel, a powerful psychic commander leading an army of cloned super soldiers known as replicas. Fettel has gone rogue and seized control of Armacham Technology Corporation, commonly known as ATC, a company deeply involved in secret military experiments. Because the situation is beyond the capabilities of conventional forces, the government activates F.E.A.R, an elite unit specializing in paranormal threats. The player takes control of the Point Man, a newly recruited operative with extraordinary reflexes and combat abilities.
Army came and planted a transmitter in his head. Should lead us right to him.
That's awfully convenient.
Assuming it does what it's supposed to. What about you, buddy? Ready to go to work?
You're putting him in the field? Are you crazy? He just transferred in a week ago.
You've seen his training results. His reflexes are totally off the charts. I think he can handle himself.
Whatever, man. It's your call.
Accompanied by Commander Rowdy Betters and Mission Coordinator Jin Sunk-Won, the Point Man is sent to locate and eliminate Paxton Fettel before the situation spirals out of control. As the mission progresses, strange events begin occurring around the Point Man. He repeatedly experiences disturbing visions involving a young girl named Alma. Alma appears unexpectedly, often accompanied by supernatural phenomena such as hallucinations, blood-covered corridors, and impossible events that defy explanation. At first, nobody fully understands who she is or why she keeps appearing. Meanwhile, Fettel continues moving through the city with his replica army, leaving destruction and death behind him. During several encounters,
His reflexes are totally off the charts.
it becomes clear that Fettel possesses powerful psychic abilities and seems to know far more about the Point Man than anyone. As the investigation deepens, the Point Man learns about secret experiments conducted years earlier by Armacham. Scientists had discovered that Alma Wade possessed immense psychic powers from a very young age. Instead of helping her, they subjected her to years of cruel experimentation, hoping to weaponize her abilities for military purposes. Locked away in isolation and treated as little more than a test subject, Alma eventually developed overwhelming hatred toward those responsible for her suffering. Further investigation reveals an even darker secret. Scientists used Alma to create a line of psychic commanders capable of controlling cloned soldiers. Paxton Fettel was one of the results of these experiments. However, he was not the only one. As the Point Man uncovers classified information, he learns a shocking truth. He and Fettel are brothers, both born from Alma. The Point Man's enhanced reflexes and extraordinary abilities are not natural. They are the result of the same project that created Fettel. Throughout the story, Alma's influence grows stronger. She is no longer merely appearing in visions. Her psychic powers are actively affecting reality. Entire facilities are destroyed by supernatural events. Soldiers are torn apart by invisible forces, and anyone connected to the experiments becomes a target of her rage. Eventually, the Point Man catches up with Fettel and confronts him directly. During their encounter, Fettel confirms that they share the same origins and hints that Alma's plans are far greater than anyone realizes. The Point Man...
You still don't know, do you? What you are. Why you're here. What's the first thing you remember? What's your given name? Where were you born? You have no history. You and I were born from the same mother. You must have sensed it. She cannot see in your mind, but perhaps you can see into hers. A life of waking from one nightmare only to find herself deep in another. I will set her free.
And ultimately kills F.E.A.R. But this victory does not solve the crisis. In fact, it makes things worse. With F.E.A.R gone, Alma's influence becomes even stronger and more unpredictable. The remaining Armecham executives decide that the only solution is to destroy the facility containing Alma and erase all evidence of the experiments. The Point Man is sent into the heart of the complex, where Alma has been imprisoned for years. As he moves deeper into the facility, reality itself begins breaking down. Hallucinations become increasingly severe, and Alma's psychic powers reshape the environment around him. Eventually, he reaches the core of the facility and witnesses the full extent of the suffering she endured. As her father, Harlan Wade, the head of these experiments, has came to realize the amount of pain he has caused her and wants to release her. Although she was killed because her psychic powers grew too strong to control after she was forcefully impregnated at age 15, fearing a synchronicity event when her mind linked with her children. ATC pulled her life support when she was 26, leaving her to starve. But she is still alive in a psychic form. Point Man is trying to stop Harlan Wade because if he released Alma, it would be near impossible to stop her then. But Point Man is unable to stop Harlan, and he released Alma where Alma kills him. Although through Point Man's efforts, the facility is destroyed in a massive explosion. Point Man survives and is rescued by a helicopter of his team.
There he is.
But in the game's final moments, she appears before the Point Man one last time. He sees her climbing the helicopter, and then the helicopter crashes, revealing that the nightmare is far from over.
I don't know how you lived through that. We still don't know the extent of the damage.
We haven't been able to get through to anyone since the explosion. What about Alma? What happened to her? What was that sound?
And the game ends. Although the story is continued from this point in the DLC, but it is considered non-canon by the devs. Still, many fans consider the DLC to be the actual end to the story, as the F.E.A.R 2 and 3 were not really true to the F.E.A.R franchise. More importantly, Alma is still alive, and her power continues to grow. The story ends on an unsettling note. Even today, F.E.A.R is remembered as one of the greatest horror shooters ever made because it successfully combined thrilling gunplay with psychological horror. Its intelligent enemy AI, groundbreaking combat, disturbing atmosphere, and unforgettable story created an experience that few games have managed to replicate. More than 20 years later, players still remember the terrifying image of Alma standing silently at the end of a dark hallway, proving that F.E.A.R earned its name for a reason. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to check out my latest video on Hitman Blood Money. I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep gaming.